Today we will discuss working of refrigerator. This is the refrigerator, and the main components of refrigerator are: this is evaporator coil, compressor, this is expansion valve, and these are the condenser coil. So now we discuss one by one all parts of the refrigerator, and this is the path of the refrigerant which is flowing throughout the system. First one, expansion valve. For effective cooling at inlet, expansion device, the main function of the expansion device, expansion valve, is to reduce the pressure. When refrigerant passing through the hole of the expansion valve, so it offers the resistance to the refrigerant, and due to which the pressure of refrigerant reduced, and at outlet of expansion valve we get low pressure and low temperature liquid refrigerant, and from here refrigerant should be high pressure liquid at inlet. The throttling device or expansion valve restrict the flow, which causes a pressure drop. The boiling point of the refrigerant is lowered and it starts to evaporate. The heat required for evaporation comes from the refrigerant itself, so it loses heat and its temperature drop. Next part is evaporator coil. So this is the path of the refrigerant. So here cold liquid is passed over the body that has to be cooled. As a result, refrigerant absorbs the heat. During the heat absorption process, the refrigerant further evaporate and transform into pure vapor. So here evaporator perform two functions mainly. First one, it absorbs the heat from outside, and second one, to convert the liquid refrigerant into vapor form. And at inlet of evaporator, the refrigerant is at low pressure and low temperature. A heat exchanger is required to carry the cold refrigerant over the body, and this heat exchanger is known as evaporator. So as we know, the temperature of refrigerant, that is lower than the temperature of surrounding. So evaporator coil absorbs the outside heat and creates the cooling effect. So by absorbing the outside heat, refrigerant starts to boil, and after boiling, liquid refrigerant, that is, starts to convert into vapor. And this low pressure and low temperature refrigerant, that is flowing towards the compressor. So this is the next part of refrigerator, compressor. Basically, the main function of the compressor to increase the flow of refrigerant and to create the pressure difference. And now we will know how compressor works. Basically, the compressor has inlet and outlet valve. When crankshaft rotate, piston moves from top to bottom. When piston moves from top to bottom, suction will create, and it sucks the low pressure, low temperature refrigerant. And when it is moving from piston moving from bottom to top, it compresses the refrigerant, and due to force, suction valve closed and discharge valve open, and it discharges the refrigerant at high pressure and high temperature. So compressor will raise the pressure back to its initial level, but it is compressing gas along with pressure. Temperature will also increase. Now the refrigerant is a high pressure vapor at the outlet of compressor. This is the condenser coil. The main function of condensers, first one is to extract the heat of refrigerant outside, and second function of condenser is to convert the vapor refrigerant into liquid. So now we will see how condenser coil works. At the inlet of compressor, high pressure and high temperature vapor refrigerant entered, and the temperature of refrigerant inside the condenser that is higher than the surrounding temperature. And due to which condenser extracts its heat outside. As we know, the heat that is flowing always from high to low temperature, and here condenser, due to its high temperature, extract the heat outside, because condenser temperature is more than surrounding temperature, and slowly vapor refrigerant that starts to convert into liquid, and the temperature of refrigerant reduced, and at the end of condenser it is totally converted into liquid. This heat exchanger is fitted outside the refrigerator, and refrigerant temperature is higher than atmospheric temperature. As we discussed, condenser temperature is more than surrounding temperature. So this is the path of the refrigerant, as we can see. So here heat will dissipate to the surrounding, the vapor will be condensed to liquid, and temperature will return to a normal value. To get more video on mechanical engineering topics, subscribe Anuniverse 22. You may also like its Facebook page www.facebook.com Anuniverse22. If you like this video, share among your friends and students. You can also share this video on social sites on Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn. Give your suggestions if required. You can ask your query by commenting. And today we have learnt about refrigerator, the main component of the refrigerator, like evaporator, condenser, expansion valve, compressor and evaporator, and how it works, how refrigerant convert into vapor and how vapor convert into liquid, and how refrigerant is flowing throughout whole the cycle, and this cycle is repeated again and again for getting the more cooling effect. So in our next video we will discuss about vapor compression cycle, vapor absorption cycle. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.